Alright, this run shows off the pumpkin, which is a fairly new item. It is a unique, so it is pretty rare, and its ability stuns, or it has a 50% chance to stun, and I go with the dagger synergy, so whenever you stun the opponent, I think the dagger gets an extra attack, so that's kind of the idea. Usually see hammer dagger, but they've kind of nerfed hammer quite a bit, and now it's only a 50% chance to stun. Plus, the Kappa Resilience now has stun percent chance resistance, so if you go up against that, it also is a bit of a problem. But to start, I took a on sale spear, so kind of an unusual start. But hey, it's good DPS at the start. Although usually I end up just going pan build because that seems to be what works best at the start if you just want to win. And then you kind of pivot into fatigue. Although recently I've been running into a lot of just like Falcon Blade carrot teams that have destroyed my fatigue teams just when I was getting the hang of it. Because it's really weird. You go with like a bunch of potions. You have one health potion and then a bunch of the stone skin potions. And then you have like a shield of valor and you get a ton of just extra HP and shield out of that. And that's kind of the idea for the end game. And then you just have a bunch of crystals and you go with the Mr. Struggles. So that briefly reached Master and then I immediately dropped back down into Diamond. So I'm currently in Diamond. My other account is still Grandmaster, but I'm not going to touch that because I'll definitely just drop down. I am struggling to even get back to Master, so there's the pumpkin. It cost 11. That's pretty expensive, but 50% chance to hit, stun for zero point 0.5 seconds. Also, on fatigue, you gain 10 heat, which means everything ends up being 20% faster. So I guess there's like some fatigue synergy there as well. I probably should have gone for fatigue synergy now that I think about it instead of going for the daggers. I don't want to spoil too much, but it's kind of an interesting idea. But there's a lot of things that it ends up losing to, so it can be kind of rough. But yeah, just try to go for a bunch of daggers. I actually end up going for like the celestial daggers with the mana orb, which is kind of interesting. Which sometimes can cheese wins if they have like a bunch of the shields and they go down to like 1 HP and then you can kill them through the shields. I've had that happen to me too many times. It's quite frustrating. Like the gems also can do that. But here, I actually mess up because the spear, actually, even if there's something in front of it, as long as there's a space empty in front of that, you can still get an extra like 1 damage through the armor. So I missed out on a tiny bit of attack there. But the spear's pretty underrated. Like I was actually thinking about just doing a spear run where maybe you go like Falcon Blade spear and you just have fun with that and you destroy people with shields because it is some pretty decent DPS, but it also would probably, I guess, fall off a bit towards the end. But taking the Goobert, getting that extra healing, and the pumpkin. So pumpkin is a food, and of course, 10% faster for every food next to it. And because it's a 4x4, you can put a lot of foods next to it. So it can actually end up being extremely fast cooldown if you just spam foods around it. The only issue is that like most of the foods you don't really want super late game because their abilities kind of fall off, but also go on some fanny packs. So that was kind of the idea behind this run, is just make the pumpkin attack as fast as possible to hopefully get a ton of stuns and activate a bunch of daggers. And it seems like it's pretty fun, but yeah, cutting out a lot of just the in between time. It turns out when I watch things back, like I spent a lot of time just kind of sitting in shop thinking, and that's not exactly amazing to watch. But you can see right now it's kind of working out pretty well. I would say it's mostly just the hero sword spear Goobert. The pumpkin's not really like doing all that much, but I actually got a hero sword with Reaper. This is, I guess, nice with the daggers. Do a little bit of extra damage, and then I guess just spam foods. Yeah, blueberries are best because I guess you can just put them right next to it. Although it's kind of awkward because then you have a bunch of blueberries next to each other. But it also helps with generating mana, which will be good for the daggers later on. And yeah, so winning this one, still perfect so far. So it's looking good. Now I have a decision to make though, because normally it's just insta take witch like these days. But because I have the pumpkin with the stun chance, I decided to go for the cursed dagger. And I mean, you apply some debuffs, get an extra hit off. I guess that's kind of nice. I don't know if it was really worth it. If I gone with the um, the classic Mr. Fatigue strats, it might have been better. But I don't know. We'll see. There's so many fanny packs. You can see actually now there's 4 fanny packs on the pumpkin. So it's triggering 40% faster plus another 30% from the foods. So it's already attacking really fast, which is also going to be nice for Gooberts. And then, yeah, have the Cursed Dagger. I guess for this turn it's not going to be able to touch the Hero Sword, but could get a little bit extra attack from that. This would have been like a great time to get Villain Sword, but that's probably too greedy. To get 2 uniques, I don't know if I've ever had a double unique. That'd be interesting, but yeah, I think they reduced the chance of finding pumpkin. Like it was a special little bonus where you had an increased chance, and they nerfed Tim. They made it so it's only a 66% chance to steal the buff instead of 100%, because before it was super OP. It was just like it crushed so many teams. Now, I mean, yeah, I would say it's a decently significant nerf. It's still probably pretty good against most teams, but it does cost 13, so that is awfully hefty price. But now I got some gloves, so it's attacking even faster, and I get gloves on the Hexblade. So pretty solid team. You can see it's a 2.4 second cooldown, and it's kind of crushing right now. I get all the way to 9 wins with 5 hearts, and now's when things start to like maybe take a turn for a little bit, because eventually the damage from the daggers is going to fall off pretty hard here, and the teams start to get pretty good. You got a Staff of Unhealing and a Falcon Blade. Like, what is that team? That's nuts. Just absolutely destroys me. And so, not going to get the perfect. Unfortunate. Now, I'm slightly concerned. Okay, can take some gems, generate that extra mana, because I don't think 3 blueberries is going to be quite fast enough for at least double dagger. There's another dagger in the shop, sure. Maybe I could go for like a mana steal, but it's probably not worth it. And then I guess, yeah, just buy anything on sale. The healing herb, turns out, is actually pretty good now, especially when you find it on sale. Very much worth. It can win you some of the early rounds if you find one of those, and then you get a healing potion. You can combine that, of course, get the strong healing potion, and then try to find those extra stone, or what are they called? I forget, the other potions that give you shields. And it just ends up giving me way more stats than I initially thought. Something that I learned from watching other people. But here we got a carrot, double carrot, falcon sword, great sword. What a squad. I actually beat it, but that was just such an interesting team. And I've also been running into like double Falcon Blade teams. There are some absurd high rolls. Anyway, there's the like super, I forget what that one's called. Hero Longsword, I think it is. So an extra 4 damage onto these daggers. It's pretty minimal, but hey, it's something. And I mean, it's applying to 3 things right now, so it's an extra 12 damage. That's not too bad. It's gonna fall off pretty quickly, but for now it's doing decently. And I guess still looking for any foods. I just take the gems that cost 1 gold because you can sell them for 1 gold, just like the stones, so I guess there's no reason not to, even though they don't really do all that much. Unfortunately, I do not have a Ripsaw at the moment, so this might be able to just destroy me because it's got too much attack and did not really get enough stuns in there. It's pretty rough. There's a lot of things that have to go right, but even more attack speed. I forgot about the gems for attack speed for Pumpkin. This guy is going to be going off super fast. And it's got 2 gem slots, which I guess is kind of nice, but it just requires so much investment in order to make this thing work, and there's too many things that like just don't work against it, I feel like, so it's kind of rough. But take a on sale Book of Light. I guess that's some extra healing. That's pretty good. And crystals, probably not. Although, I mean, I guess it activates even faster once fatigue hits. And maybe I will last a fatigue. I don't really have a ton of healing. I just have this Goobert, so it's not amazing. And it looks like they have Hammer Dagger. Oh, but it looks like I do manage to beat them. Okay, so maybe Pumpkin Dagger better than Hammer Dagger at least. It does have better accuracy because Hammer can miss. And also, it's got a much faster cooldown, usually. Double decent gems. Love to see that. And I will take more of the sapphires just to give me more mana. I have a Book of Light now, so I can get some invincibility. And I guess, yeah, okay, I decide to go Ripsaw, and then I do a whole bunch of repositioning. So Ripsaw is going to activate the Goobert, and then the Hero Greatsword applies to 4 different daggers. That's a lot of daggers. Unfortunately, went against a triple lightsaber crit build, and that still just destroys me instantly. Don't have enough defense to be able to last until like the blind wears off. So that's a bit rough. And then I don't know if it's really worth it at this point. Poison Dagger kind of falls off at this point, but hey, it was on sale, so I couldn't resist it. And yeah, now I guess I take a odd sale trumpet. Don't really see this too frequently, but if you have five things in front of it, it stuns for 1 second. Yay! That feels like I've got a stun build going. And does that activate the daggers? That does activate the daggers, right? So that's kind of nice. It's probably worth keeping around. One extra dagger hit from all four of these. That's potentially like, I didn't really check the exact damage, but probably like 6 times 4, maybe 24 extra damage or something. Plus stunning them for a second, I guess, is good. But fatigue build, they've got a lot of defense, and yeah, fatigue build is just too good. Not enough DPS to be able to get through that. So kind of plateauing here a bit. It's not looking amazing, and I maybe should combine the gems. A lot of times I just have so many slots to fill that I didn't really feel like I needed to combine at the moment, but eventually I will probably want to do that. And yeah, just continue with I guess maybe trying to find a blueberry or like a garlic or something, even just a banana, just any food next to this pumpkin I guess would be good. There's a garlic, so that should do. Yep, increase 10% attack speed. I don't really need more daggers because I can't put it next to the hero greatsword, so perhaps I'll just sell this one. I don't know. It's like an extra hit from a normal dagger. What is this damage, like 2 to 5? That might not even help. Like, if you're going against a shield team and they have a couple shields, then it could just hurt you because it could give them more block than damage that you deal. But it gives me another like celestial dagger, so maybe I'll just take that. I don't know. Mana orb's also good just because I need mana, and sure, I need something for the fanfare, and I guess will I? No, okay, just not gonna bother with that. Fair enough, but it does deal an extra like 7 damage, so maybe it's actually worth it because I probably have plenty of mana. Although if I get rid of the mana orb, maybe I don't. I don't know how much I'm getting from the. Yeah, it looks like I'm getting a decent amount from the sapphires, and that was a really close round. But I actually beat that team. That was a Falcon Blade double carrot Bloodthorn. But then again, I do have Ripsaw, so I guess that should be like the classic counter to it. So I'm glad I at least won that round, and I guess. Yeah, more poison, whatever. That's probably not going to do too much. Don't really need more space. Cleanse some debuffs, sure. That can work. If I really wanted to, I could try to fit in Fanny Pack for like a lot of these daggers and stuff. But sometimes it just doesn't feel worth it to rearrange the entire board. At least until I've spent all the gold. And then, there we go. There's another sapphire. So, yeah. I think I wanted to make it so it didn't, or I did combine, but I guess I clicked on the one that wasn't already combining, so now they're both locked, and so I did not notice until next round because I thought they were going to combine. I don't know how I wasn't paying attention to that, but then I guess I can also put it on the armor and maybe get some extra armor from that. I don't know. It's not looking good. There's a Bloodthorn, plus they're stealing all of my buffs, which are not really many, but it's not even close, as you can see. This thing has fallen off pretty hard, and its damage just is kind of lacking at this point. Not going to be able to beat too many builds. And yeah, there we go. I noticed I wanted that better sapphire, but oh well. There's an on sale flute. That probably won't really accomplish too much. More attack speed for the daggers, sure. I guess that's good. Attack speed on daggers can't hurt. Costs no stamina, so should be good. And yeah, I guess just put a random flute down there. Also can't hurt. And apparently my stamina usage is high because I guess I have the Ripsaw and the Hero Greatsword. Shield of Valor, that will be nice. Although only one of them isn't amazing since they really do well when you have multiple. But it's better than nothing. I guess best for this turn. And then just have to figure out, oh yeah, I get more gem spots, so I guess I can put some of these things on there. And then I guess, yeah, put the sapphire. And then I don't think this was right. I sold the fanfare for the flutes, but I think the fanfare is better just because of the extra stun. And then on sale whetstone, hey, that's extra 2 damage. It's better than nothing. and then run into, oh, they have 2 Captain Resilience, so they've also got the stun resistance, and then they've just got so much defense plus a crit staff. It's not looking super good. I mean, I'm playing a bunch of debuffs maybe, which could be helpful. But I'm also just running out of stamina, so I guess the flute is helpful for the stamina regen. And you can see it stun resists. It was actually super close. A very close last round. Unfortunately, I think the stun resist actually saved them there. So a little bit sad there. But 1.55 second cooldown. The original cooldown is 5 seconds for Pumpkin. So it shows how fast it is, but still not even enough. Just not enough damage overall. But an interesting build. Still got to 12 wins. +3. I'll take it. And thanks for watching. See ya.